Hi again, YouTubers. So this is my, what is it, March 15th, April 15th favorites video. I did do the video again as a me applying it, but be warned, it is really long. It doesn't take me that long to do my makeup. It just is the fact that I'm talking while I'm doing it and I'm trying to find brushes and explain what they are versus when I do it, I just do it. I'm probably done in like 5 to 10 minutes when I do it at the most, whereas the video took like 23 minutes. So be warned, this is the finished look. I didn't do my hair until afterwards. I just pulled it down from the ponytail. Sorry, my hair is just, it's rainy and it's just fussy, so I didn't do a whole lot with it. It's bothering me today. So that's it. I'm getting ready to head out to work, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let me know if you have any questions. Alright, so I'm going to get started. The first thing that I have been using is my Youngblood line, and it's actually the Youngblood Minerals foundations and everything. The first thing I use is the Medium Mineral Rice Setting Powder, and it's strange because it's called a setting powder, but I read, and I'm using my pink kabuki from Coastal Scents. I just tap a little bit out of the top into the lid, swirl it around, and I just kind of buff it all over it. But it's strange that it's called a setting powder, because when you read their instructions, they actually say to put it on before your makeup because it helps absorb oil, and it also helps the powders adhere to your face, which is interesting. So that's the first thing I put on. Right after I put that on, so it's kind of my primer, I use my Garnier Skin Renewal Anti-Dark Circle. I shake it up a little bit. I don't know if you actually have to or not. And I roll it under my eyes and out to the corners. And then I just tap it in. And you can see the difference. I mean, it's pretty, I don't know what it is about this stuff, but it's really quite good. I have been using my Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer a lot as well. We'll see if I end up needing it after I'm done. Right now I'm using my Vichy Dermablend, just taking a little spot. I have this spot right here. I have no idea what I did, but it's driving me crazy. So I've been concealing that before I've been doing this. I don't know if it really matters. It's just how I've been doing it. So then I take the Youngblood foundation, mineral foundation, the color Honey, and I do the same thing with this. It's really neat packaging. I tap a little bit out, literally a small amount. I take the brush, same brush, I buff it in like really, really good, and I tap it off, and then I tend to start on my forehead. I don't know why, I just do, and I buff and buff it in until it feels even, and I do the same thing. This stuff, by the way, does not come out very, like, you know how you see a lot of those mineral foundations, and like Bare Essentials has a little has a divider that you can close so not as much falls out, but their holes are so large that a lot of product comes out of it. On this, they're so tiny, like you've really got to shake. Now that was more than I needed, but I won't use all of it. You really got to like tap this pretty good to get enough product out to use. And I literally just kind of run it around in circles until I feel like it has enough coverage, and I pulled enough out that last time. And the reason I got this is actually, if you guys have heard me talk, the makeup artist that I hired for the wedding, this is the line she uses. And she says it's her favorite for staying all day and for just no flashback and just great color selection and just how it works with your skin and how great it looks and makes your skin look. And so far I've really enjoyed it. Just a little bit buff on my ears and down. So that's that portion of it. Just a little bit. Then when I had originally ordered the first like tester set, it came with the color Honey in a small one, and then also it came with this color Tawny, and I actually use Tawny as, it's a much darker color, you can see it in the thing there. I actually use it as my contour. So I use, again, the same brush, I buff it in real good. Can you see that just becoming a contour? And I run it up along my hairline. and down under my chin a little bit. And do the, oops, that's way too much. You don't need much of this one. It's kind of funny because it's darker. Do the same thing. And then I'm going to blend it all in again anyway, so. And then I just buff it in a little bit better to make it not as noticeable. Then I have been using, blush kind of bounces back and forth, but with these I kind of pull them all out together. And it's the color that was sent with the medium colored skin set. And it's called Rouge Crushed Mineral Blush. It's a really pretty pink color. It's like a rosy pink. Let's see if you can see it better this way. And it doesn't come up. It's a really pretty rosy pink. And once again, you do not need much of this. I don't use the same kabuki. I just grab anyone, and I've been grabbing for some reason the little Youngblood one. I'm not a fan of this. I think it's a crappy kabuki, and I think it sheds, but it just happens to be the one that's the easiest to grab. I buff in there again. Sorry, my phone. I buff in there again. I get it on there, and I literally just go onto the apples of my cheeks. And I buff it in. Sorry, my phone. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Oh, okay. Do the same thing on the other side. Just where my cheeks are. I might add a little bit on my forehead, nose, and chin, just a little bit. Okay, then I take the other kabuki that I had originally started with, this one, and I just buff it into my skin a little bit better. I just kind of play with it until I feel like it looks like what I want it to look like. And it'll change as it goes. I usually use my Dior Amber Diamond highlighter. I take the edge of this and just go like this and run it right on the top of my cheekbone and then kind of buff it a little bit. Same thing with the other side. So, next thing I do sometimes I have been doing this, I've been doing it a lot right now, is I use one of two things. Youngblood has one, but I hate the container of it. It's just like a setting / pore powder. I've been using the one by IT Cosmetics. I actually really like it. It's called Bye Bye Pores. I've just been using this one because, quite honestly, I'd probably use the Youngblood one had it been in a bigger container. I just hate that little container. See how I use the little puff and just kind of use the same brush. And I go over my face just once with it. Down my neck a little bit, but I just like the finish it gives. I don't know what it is about it. My under eyes are okay today. I don't think I'm going to use any extra concealer. If I do need extra concealer under my eyes, I've been using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I will put all of these things back. Actually, I should probably keep them out. I got an idea. So, next thing I tend to do is I use my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And this tube, I know it takes a while, but you've got to like squeeze it pretty good just to get that little bit. I get that little bit, I tap it onto my eyelids and just kind of blend it in a little bit. Again, same thing, other eye. Can you hear the rain out there? It's the only downside of living in the city is the raindrops between the houses off the roof deck. It just has a weird drip to it. So this month I have been using like crazy my Urban Decay Naked palette. You can use other items, other colors. What are we looking for here? And it's up to you. All of these colors are pretty much dupable by either MAC, or you can also use other little palettes. I have one that I used the other day too. Same thing, was by Makeup Designery. I did this. And then I've also done it with the same look with my new Bedhead one. And then I also did it one time with the Lancome one. I kind of bounce around on which ones I decide to use. So you can use pretty much anything you want to. I first take the color, and this look / idea I got from Lola Marie 7, Jess. I always love the look of her eyes, and I love the way it has a nice like smoke to it, but it's not like closed in looking, because if I come too far in, I close my eyes up and I just look like my eyes are way smaller. And I've really been enjoying the way she did this. So the first color I take, she has a video on this called bronzed eye look or something. It's a really great, I'll put the link below. It's on my favorites too, but she does a little bit different. But I take the color Virgin, which is the first one in the Naked palette over here. I'm using a Sigma eye shading brush E55. It's like the MAC 239. I just tap it in so it's on the product, and then I tap it off on my hand. I go up onto my brow bone and then into the corner here, and I just spread it out a little bit. And I do that because of the fact that shadow will not stick as well onto a spot where shadow already is. And that keeps this inner corner lighter and not as closed off. I bring it down into the tear duct too, but I just kind of play with it back and forth. I've been doing more of a dark eye than I usually have. Still a neutral eye, but more dark than I usually do. Then I take the color Dark Horse. I also, which is this one here, I also sometimes use Smog when I want a more golden look. I'm gonna use Dark Horse today. Again, doing the same thing. I just tap the brush in on both sides, and then I tap it off. And I'm taking it and I'm putting it on my eyelid. Now, she uses another base first. I think it's like a paint pot or something like that. But I've been finding that this works pretty good for me. And I don't need that. Same thing for the other eye. And it's gonna look scary, and it's not gonna look good, but when you blend it in, it will actually work out really nicely. So I don't go too far in. And yes, if you see my hand shaking, I always, always, always shake. It's genetic. It's nothing I can do about it. So then I take this little brush, and this is a brush from like an AC Moore type of place. It's called Lou Cornell 1/4 inch Maxine's mop. Tiny, tiny little brush. And I use the same Dark Horse, and I just tap it on the edge of it. Like that's it. Tap it off, and then I go under my eye. I hope you guys are able to see this. I hope I'm doing okay. And I don't go all the way into the corner of my eye. I just go halfway. Or actually, I go to the same spot that I did with the on my lid. So I just blend that out to there. And sometimes I take this if I need to like exact what I put on the top a little bit more, or to like even it out between the two eyes. See, that one has too much of a point. So that's where I go with that. Then I've been taking this little brush. Boy, I'm all over the place with brushes, huh? This is a Kirkland brush from a Christmas set, easily 2-3 years ago. It's very similar to like a MAC 217, or actually the closest thing to me is the old 226 or the Sigma small taper blending brush, the E45, because it's more packed. So I take this clean, okay, and I start on the outside and I just start blending this up. And then I blend a little bit into the inner corner. But just so you don't have that same, like that really stark line between the two colors. I wipe it off. I keep a towel on my lap so I don't get anything on my clothes. And I do the same thing with the other side. I just do small circles and windshield wiper motions like into the crease. And I don't bring it over onto that other color. I blend it into that color, but I don't like sweep it over to that any more than I need to. So that's it now. Then I take out of my MAC palette that I use the most and a softer blending brush. This is a, let's look at the one I want. Is this the one I want? Oh, no, that's my old one. Gosh, where is the one? Darn it. Here it is, here it is. I have a couple that I use for cream products and things like that. Sigma blending brush E25, similar to the MAC 217. And I take the color, I think it's called hold on, it might be called Texture. Hold on, let me look. Crap. I hate getting these things out of the palettes. See, this is why I don't do... Yep, it's a color called Texture. You can't see that. Why am I showing that to you? This is what it looks like, right there. That's soft brown next to it. I use soft brown sometimes, but most of the time Texture on my blue eyes actually comes off better. So I tap it in, get a little bit on it, tap it off, and then I'm gonna actually use this right above, and I just go back and forth and blend it up into my brow bone a little bit. Same thing, same motion, but I bring it over a little bit closer into the inner corner. Again, wipe it off. I tap about twice, and then same thing. And I kind of just go back and forth. So that's that, and I wipe it up one more time. And then I just kind of use it with nothing on it. And just make sure everything's blended really, really well. I go into that color that I blended into the light side again. Now, Dark Horse on me looks a little bit gray. Oops, don't need that brush. I go back and take that brush that I had no color on. I tap it into Virgin just slightly again. And I always go right here, just because that's where I can kind of close my eye in. And then I just blend it a little bit again, just to make sure that I'm getting that out of there. All right. Next thing is I take, quick and easy on my brows, I'm not a big brow person, my Revlon Brow Fantasy in the color Brunette. I just use the gel side. When I really, I hate how that little lid falls off. When I really, really want to do my brows, I do use the other side. But quite honestly, in most mornings, I'd rather spend the time on my eyeshadow, and my brows are kind of what they are anyway. Sorry, my nose itches. Can't make a whole lot of difference with them. I mean, I can if I really want to draw them in and go crazy, but this tends to work for me. And I just keep going until they look as close to even, for my opinion, as I can get. That's it. My hands are bad this morning. I don't know why. Worse than usual. So, next thing is I take the Milani Liquify in brown, and I go on my waterline. On the inside. I love this liner, as you guys know. And as you can tell by the size of it, I go back and forth. The next thing, I'm gonna have to move my mirror a little bit closer, so I'm gonna apologize. Let's see how we can do this. Probably right here. Nope, it's catching the light for you guys. Ooh. There we go. Let's try it this way. All right, next thing is I have been using this, and it's called the Maybelline Ultra Liner Waterproof. I've been using it in the brown color, mostly because, geez. All right, we'll try it here. I hope I stay in the shot. I take it at my outer edge. I don't want a real thick liner. I don't want a real noticeable liner. I just am one of those people that I have to line my top lid too. Oh, you can see that a little bit. That's good. Can make it thicker or thinner. This eyeliner is awesome. I love it. Who was it? Bombshell Sweet told me about this, Vanessa, and I love it. I got my mom using it, everyone. It's kind of hard to remove it, like it's like flaky when you remove it, but it stays all day through anything, no matter what. Doesn't bother my contacts, like, it's amazing. So that's that part. Got it on my hand. All right, last couple things I have been using. Where'd it go? That's not it. That was it. MAC's Sublime Culture lip pencil. It's the twist up one. It's nothing like crazy, but it just, it helps my lipstick not bleed. And it works with any lipstick color because it's so close to my natural skin color. And I do this before I do my mascara so that that liner, because it is a very liquid liner, can set. Let's see here. The next thing, I've been using this a lot. I don't know if they make this anymore. It's a Victoria's Secret Very Sexy lipstick in the color Guilt Free. It's a really pretty peach color. All right, on to mascara. Let's see, what am I gonna use today? Let's use this one. Mascara, depends on my day. I've been bouncing back and forth primarily between two. My Bare Essentials Buxom little one and my Clinique High Impact little one. I'm kind of trying to decide which one I want to buy a full size of. So next thing is I take my eyelash curler. I always start with this side, don't know why. I clamp it on. I do about 10 seconds. And then I go 3 or 4 times. Just at the base of my lashes. Let's use High Impact. Do my top lashes. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth. I tend to go once on the other side of it. I don't know why. It just makes my lashes look darker to me. Everybody does that open mouth thing. You ever notice that while they're putting mascara on? Guess not if they have it zoomed in super far, but just get them how you want them to look. I don't have very good lashes, so I play with them a little bit longer than someone normally would. I don't do my bottom lashes yet. Again, I take this and I kind of wipe it off on my towel. Same thing on this side. That one always sticks more. I always make sure I didn't pull the eyeliner off. And then same thing on this side. This is the boring part, y'all. Because I go back and forth so many times. Depends on my mood. Alright, then I just put it back in and then I go to the next side. And I usually do my bottom lashes. Most times I'll pull that new Clinique bottom lash one, but I'm just kind of going with what I have today. And then I run through my top ones just one more time. Same thing with the other side. I clean off my, it drives me crazy when this thing gets like eyeliner on it. Bottom lashes and then go back through. It's one thing I will say about that 1x1 mascara that I really like. It's not very good when you do multiple coats like this. So that is it. That's my look. Pull my hair down. It might be different in the beginning of this video, but I have to do something with my hair before I go into work. So that's my look. That's been what I've been using. Kind of see, and then I see little spots like this. I just kind of make sure everything looks okay. But that's the look on my eyes. That's what I've been doing for my face. That's kind of my look that I've been doing a lot this month. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.